these are some best color gels for beginners. Honestly, when we started collecting this brand names, so my first idea was to collect some of the, products according to their ingredients, but this was hard because some brands are changing their formulas from time to time. So we just included the brand that we like according to their color coverage, okay? So the ones that, in our opinion, work best for beginners. And what is different between beginners and pros? Well, I think for beginners, the best quality color is when it's covering the nail within just one coat, when it's easy to apply, and when it's not too runny. That's, the qualities I was looking for the brand for beginners. And as for pros, it's also very similar, but I think as pros means you do have some experience in applying the color. So I didn't take in consideration the consistency as much. Base coats have different qualities. Besides, this is the first step of the application, they provide adhesion. They also may have a different consistency. The color, right, they're clear, they're like white base coats, they have different flexibility and ingredients. We just talked about ingredients. Let's talk about the other three qualities. Consistency. A consistency can be thin, maybe medium, or it may be a thick consistency. Usually the thick consistency base coats, they usually have names like builder in the bottle, or rubber base. Let me know if someone heard this name, because I remember there was a time when most people got so confused because of this name. They were like, what is rubber? Is there an actual rubber in the ingredients? No. And I haven't figured out completely why it was called rubber, but what I recall is this is just the thick consistency base coats. This is just a regular black background and a film folder. Just wanted to show you that actually I do not need, to wear gloves, because I'm just going to show you some base coats, but this is probably already a matter of habit. So every time I play with the products, whether it's just doing swatch or just trying their consistency, I try to wear gloves to avoid touching the product. This is the #1 rule, the best rule for you to avoid allergic reactions. Whenever you're not in contact with the uncured product with your skin, you're protected. This is one of the base coats that I do not like. This one is from China, but I just took it as an example to show you. So I think you can see the consistency. Oh, actually, that's a weird consistency. I would say uneven, but it's rather runny. Yeah, I would probably call it a weird consistency. So whenever I pull it, see, it actually falls down from the top of my brush pretty fast. And let's take this one. This one is by Leonail. This is like a popular Russian brand, but compared to it, the consistency is very thick. So you see the drop from the brush will fall in, quite a time. My goodness, I knew it would be a challenge for you to show the clear products, but I hope I did my best. So you see this one is already spread out there, while this one is still kind of holding its shape, because this one is way thicker. So the easy comparison with the real life, let's say thin consistency, it's something that has a consistency close to water or olive oil. Okay, medium is, no, actually thin, I would say thin is more like a water or like colored water. Medium is more like an olive oil, or like a thicker kind of oil. It takes some time until it starts to move. And thick is like, well, there's a huge range of thick, but I don't know, like whipped cream, something that doesn't move that much. Okay, so which consistency is the best? There's no such thing, and you also need to be aware that consistency has nothing to do with the flexibility, with the quality of the product, like nothing. So you can actually choose the one that you prefer. I personally like medium or thin because they allow me to work fast, right? Because once you apply and it's running, you just do not have this time to move it around, to fix it, and you just have to quickly cure it in the lamp. That's why I like it. But for beginners, I think the medium or thick might work better. However, there are some clients where I still need to use a thick one. Let's say the clients with long nails, clients with nails that need to be to have an additional layer in order to fix some imperfections, some uneven surface. So ideally, I think it's better to have at least 2 different types of base coats of a different consistency. One of the base coats that I really like, let's say rather, I think it's in a medium price range, right? The Madame Glam. So this one is, this one is like semi-transparent pink color. Oh, finally, actually, you will be able to see this color because it's not transparent. It's rather thick, but it still self-levels a little bit. So it's not, too thick that you will not be able to apply it, but it's still thick enough to be able to build, the apex, the structure. So I can definitely recommend this one if you're looking for, like builder sock of gels. I think they also have a clear one, but I mostly use the pink one. Many brands also offer builder in the bottle. Actually, I'm not sure about this one, Wildflowers. But also you need to check with the manufacturer, to ask them directly, because sometimes build or builder in a bottle does not necessarily mean that this is a sock off gel. Because I know there is the gel by En Vogue, the Canadian brand. It's also called builder in the bottle, but it's an actual hard gel. It's just in the bottle. Okay, so also you need to pay attention to it, because this one, the Madame Glam, it actually says that this is the sock off builder gel. Okay, that means you can safely apply it directly on the nail and just work with natural nails. Rubber or resin based, this is another word that I hear from time to time. It usually refers to the base that has a thick consistency. Let's talk about the colors. Base coats as well as actual colors may also come in different ones. Remember when we just had gel polishes on the market? When they just appeared, we only had a clear option. But now we have the whole variety of them. So they're clear, they're like white. For example, I have this one. This is called a white base coat by Dance Legend, and it's an actual white, and I would say rather thick. I think I own a black one, and like this one I just showed you by Madame Glam, this one is semi-transparent pink. Which color will have the best adhesion with the nail plate? And yeah, so the clear is the best one. That's why I recommend you, whenever you have a client that you have some doubts, let's say she has thin or brittle nails, or you're just not sure if this product is going to work well on her, always use a super thin, clear layer first, and then use any color you want. And yes, I know that like color base coats, even the white one is supposed to be used right on top of the nail. A clear still gives a better adhesion. So with some clients, when you're confident, it's fine to use. I do use a lot. I use like nude base coats right on top of the bare nail on myself. On some of my clients that I just know that do not have any problems with nails. They're strong, they're healthy, they're not damaged. But whatever with other clients, it's better to use a clear layer first. Let's talk about the flexibility. So flexibility is something that, let's say this lint-free wipe, it's flexible. It's just easy to flex it, to move it around. And I don't know, this box, this like piece of box, well, it's a little bit, but not that much, okay? So they're obviously 2 different materials, and they have a different flexibility, and the same for the base coats. So there's the soft ones that are very, very flexible. There are medium ones that are, you know, kind of flexible, and they're hard that almost not flexible at all. And with the color or consistency, it was obvious, right? We can easily check it. I mean, the color, we can just see it. The consistency, we also can just open the bottle and see what the consistency is like. And flexibility is something we cannot really see or tell. I mean, it's really complicated to see, right? But there's actually a simple flexibility test that you can run with all your products, and we can do it right now. Actually, I never made the test for these 3 products together, so let's do it right now. Actually, I'm curious, so it will be, you know, like a new test for me too. So let's once again take my least favorite Chinese brand. So I'm just using a black background for you guys, so it will be easier to see. Normally, like, you do not need to use it. And this is just a regular film folder. I will apply, you know, like a certain amount of the products also, so it will be easier for us to see and to test it, but you do not need to waste that much product, of course. I mean, for the test, it's enough to apply like 3 times less. But actually, you know, that's probably my, I don't know, something that I always do. You know, whenever I mix the color, let's say I would like to mix some new shade, I mix so much. And then I just use, you know, a couple drops of it just for one nail. And then I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with the rest? And then I find some container to keep it, and then I never use it. Okay, that was just a little bit of complaining, me not being able to understand the amount. Okay, so this is another one of the thickest ones that I have. I'm just really curious how they are in comparison. So you see, this one is different in application. Oh my goodness. Okay. So when you're doing this test, do not apply it's like super thin. It needs to be a little bit of thickness, because once you apply it on the nail, you'll also need to have some layer, right? Okay, and let's do this last, the Madam Glam one. Which base coat would be the best for thin nails that tend to split? Medium or hard, like flexibility base coat? Actually, that tend to split, you know what I would recommend? The best recipe for this kind of nails: use any good base coat that you have, like a thin coat, cure it, and then use the hard gel or polygel on top. Okay, at least this one we can clearly see. And then we are going to cure it in LED lamp for 30 seconds. So this is the Chinese one, the Russian one, the Madam Glam one. So you can run this test with all of your products easily, but do not forget to clean the sticky layer. So the inhibition layer, also known as sticky layer, is also an uncured product, okay? This is also an uncured product. And all problems, all allergic reactions appear only when someone is in direct contact with the skin and uncured product. All right, so you need to do everything possible to not let that happen. Because when the product is cured, I mean, this nail is cured. I mean, do you think something happens when you're touching the nails, when you see these color charts in the salons? No, there's no harm in the cured product for us. So we need to be careful only when we're dealing with uncured product. And as for gels, it's pretty easy. Whenever you feel something sticky, then it may be something that you do not want to touch. Okay, take the sticky layer off, and then we are going to separate it from the film. And this is how, well, this one is quite uneven. And okay, so this one is pretty hard. So you will guys need to believe me, because this will be hard also to show it on, even on the camera, because you cannot really feel the consistency Okay, this one is way harder, like the Russian one. I almost feel like if I do make it harder, it's about to break. So I would say this one is a hard one. And Madame Glam one is, ooh, this one is really flexible. Okay, so it also, in some ways, I mean, I was doing fast now, maybe the layer I did was a little bit uneven. Okay, so the point of this test now for me is just to show you how you can do it at home. So I would say this one is definitely the most flexible. Maybe this way you will see. So I fold them at once. And then I release it. Well, no, it still looks the same. Okay, so you'll just have to trust me. So this one feels like super soft, super flexible, while this one, I feel like it's, you know, it's like about to break. And this one is something in between. Well, this one's also pretty flexible, very close to this one. Okay, so this is how you know the flexibility of the base coat. Okay, Anastasia, we did this test. What now? Well, now at least you will know. So when the base coat is very flexible, super flexible base coats, they usually have a good adhesion, and they do not peel too much from the free edge. So you can use them for this type of nails. While the versions that are not as flexible may have some issues with peeling from the free edge, but only if you're dealing with the thin brittle nails. Okay, so, okay, let me simplify it again. Thin nails that tend to have this peeling cracks on the free edge, flexible or soft base coats will work better for them. All the rest, not that important. Strong, healthy nails, use whatever product on them most of the time, as long as you follow the instructions, it's going, you know, to work good. Shouldn't you use clear so you have something to file down to? Yeah, if you have a clear product underneath, that's really nice, because yeah, if you decide to change the color, you can. But sometimes, you know, let's say if you use nude or colors like this, it's like semi-transparent pink, it's still nice to have it underneath. I mean, you file it down, let's say whatever it was on top, like French nails or black nails, and there's still a nude natural color underneath. But when you're using white base coat or black base coat, then yeah, sometimes you're like, you know, you have to file it down all the way, or you have to soak it off. But sometimes, you know, it made sense for me at the beginning a lot. Let's say white base coat is awesome for colors like neon colors or designs, because you do need a white background sometimes. Black background, the same. Sometimes you need black for cat eye gel polishes, or I don't know, some space design you would like to do.